All right, Carl, we are hanging out. We're writing a book. Does it feel real? It seems like a joke the whole time.
This whole thing is pretty amusing. We were just talking to the people who are staying next to us in our Airbnb, and we mentioned to them that the whole thing started as a joke, and I think they looked at us like we were a little bit crazy. But I think that's how the best ideas are born, sometimes by accidents or perhaps jokes in this case. And it does feel real now. I know we've already been working on it, but now that we're here and we're both working on it together and putting a lot of time into it, it feels like it's going to be a thing now. And before, I think we knew it was going to be a thing, but still maybe one of us could have got cold feet and dropped out. Now it feels like we're definitely going to do this thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think Elizabeth, my wife, was thinking, you guys are full of shit for a while. And then, we booked this Airbnb. We're out here in the mountains of Colorado. We're actually 2 miles high in Leadville, which is a town I've been to a few times, really enjoy it. And it's your first time here, right?
Yes, it is.
And we were just at Campfire Rocky Mountain week 1 here in 2023. And then we went back to week 2, and then we came out here. So we're kind of running a little ragged, especially me. I had a lot of fun last Sunday night. So we're here. We're doing the real thing. It's crazy.
How do you feel compared to yesterday? So today we are recording. What day is today? Tuesday? It's one of the struggles with the retired life is you never know what day it is. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah.
That seems right. Yeah.
And yesterday, I think we were both pretty run down. We had a late night. You do feel better today, right?
Much, much better. Yeah. I got a lot better sleep. And I probably feel like a 7 out of 10 instead. And normally I'm like 9.5 or 10 out of 10. So I still need to catch up on my sleep a little bit. But yesterday it was, pretty heavy hangover, but I hide it pretty well, right? Like most of the time.
You do. You're a little bit less talkative, a little bit less energy, but you're not leaning out the side of the car, throwing up, which is great.
Yeah, just a little quieter, a little tired. I mean, the thing is, you go to bed late, that kind of just fucks up the next day anyway. And, tequila never helps either.
No.
All right. We were at Campfire. We were telling a bunch of people, like a lot of people, that we're going to write a book. So I'm trying to think of the total numbers, probably over 100 people that were told that we're going to write a book. So now we kind of have to follow through. We booked this place, so we have like some sunk cost. So there's all these things working for us that we're actually going to deliver this book. A lot of people were asking about the writing process and how we're going to do it. My general answer was, I have no fucking idea. I don't know. We'll see how it goes once we get there, and we'll get back to you. So we talked about it last night. We had some pizza at what is it called? It's like High Mountain Pies or something.
Yes, that sounds right.
Mountain High Pies, something like that. It's the only pizza place in town. So we're chatting about it. So what is our process going to be for today?
Yeah, so our basic process is, Doug, you came out with an outline, a 3-part outline some time ago, and then we just started filling in the blanks. One part you're going to be much better at, I think, and the other 2 parts, I think I'm going to have more to offer there. But I don't like anything feeling forced, so I look at the outline at the beginning of the day and figure out what I want to work on, and then I just barrel into that. I think what we're going to do is after we've both taken our initial swipe at our material, we'll read each other's material and see what we can add, see what feedback we have for each other, and then that'll probably result in a second draft.
Cool. Yeah, and I think, let me ask you this, because I'm like, hey, let's revisit the outline. I want to make sure, I need to know what I'm going to work on today is the reason why I keep pushing it. But do you feel like I'm trying to wrangle you and you're like, I don't want to be too rigid. And I'm like, let's be rigid. Let's look at the outline. So do you feel like I'm pushing you in a direction?
No, I don't think so. Looking at the outline is not being too rigid. If you told me specifically what to write about or what times to write about or where and when to do it, then I would push back and probably leave. But you haven't been like that. And as long as you don't get like that, it's going to be okay.
All right. Yeah. And if I know, because I kept asking about it and I was like, I think yesterday I mentioned, I was like, oh, I need to tell you why I keep asking about it, which is obviously I need to know what to work on. And I have been writing a little bit more. So when you were in Hawaii, I wrote, I don't know, maybe about for a week, something like that, a week or two. And I wasn't doing a ton, but I think I have roughly like 9,000 words or so, which could be expanded and then edited back down. So I think, I have a little bit, but not a ton. So have you written anything yet?
Yeah, you are far ahead of me. I think I have 1,000, and summers turn out to be super busy. I actually thought I'd have more done, and I really love it once I get into it. I like doing it. But finding the time to do it is difficult in the summer. This weekend, I'm committed to the Taylor Swift ordeal, which I'm sure it'll be great, but I'm not excited about it. And lots of kid stuff in the summer. But
what does that mean, the Taylor Swift ordeal?
My kid has a ticket to see Taylor Swift, and my other kid wants to go. So I'm trying to buy tickets, and it's not just the concert. Apparently, you have to buy clothes to go to this concert. So it's getting your outfit ready. I'm like, hey, girls, everyone's going to be looking at Taylor Swift. No one's going to give a crap about what you're wearing. You just don't show up for the concert like it's 6 or whatever time it works out. Apparently, you make stuff and you trade it in the parking lot starting at noon. And then I like to go to bed at 9, but this thing we probably won't hit the bed till like 1 or 2 in the morning. And that's not how I like to live my life at my advanced age, Doug.
Man, are you going to the show too?
That is TBD. My older kid has a ticket. My younger kid and I do not. And I'm still trying to get one. They're very expensive. Man, they're like $1,400, obstructed seat behind the stage. You won't be able to see her. I'm like, we could just have that same experience in the parking lot. I heard the ticket prices crash the day of. I don't want to get scammed either. So I don't know what's going to happen, Doug. I don't know if I want to go or not. I guess I'd say no. I don't think my younger kid she says she's a big fan. I'm like, hey, why don't you name 10 songs? And she got up to like 4. I'm like, okay. You just want to go for the experience. And that's okay, too. I could see that. It's going to be a spectacle, and that's why I would go there, too. I know like 2 or 3. How many Taylor Swift songs can you rattle off to?
Maybe like 5. I was going to say, I've been trying to get into it because everyone's talking about Taylor Swift. So I actually have like a couple albums downloaded, maybe like 3 or something like that. I have them downloaded. We could stream it. I don't know why that matters that it's downloaded. But yeah, we'll listen to it while we're writing today. You'll be like tapping your feet. It's pretty good. It's catchy shit.
Cool. I'll see if
I like it.
Yeah, that might be more excited to try to acquire one of these very expensive tickets. We'll see. Doug, you could go too. You could be the third wheel, fourth wheel.
The fourth wheel. Like you need the fourth wheel, though. That actually helps, right?
Yeah.
Stability.
Yeah, stability. It'll be great. You're going to love it, Doug. If I bought you a ticket, would you go? And if the answer is no,
sure,
how much would I have to pay you to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Get a ticket. I'll go. Get one for Elizabeth, too.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get into it.
So I have to buy 4 more tickets. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. Back on track. Do we have a goal for the day?
I think my goal isn't a word count, but just I think I was pretty ambitious. What did I tell you yesterday? I think I told you I could do 5,000 words a day. I was thinking about that. That's probably pretty ambitious. Unless I get really into it and I'm on amphetamines, I don't think I'm going to put out 5,000 words. I just want to maybe get like 8 hours of really good writing in that I'm excited about, with a lot of breaks, a lot of walks around this beautiful town, and some discussions with you so we keep moving in the same direction. One thing that slightly worries me is I read a little bit of your writing, and mine is maybe a little bit more goofier than yours. Well, I know it is, and I don't think that's an issue. I think we just have to own that and maybe mention it in the book. So if people buy it and read it, they're like, what the heck is this? This is a lot different. And I think we'll have to delineate or demarcate where I'm writing and when you're writing so people can see that. And I think it's okay now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. The parts you're writing, some people might not even want to read, not because it's not great, Doug, but because that part doesn't apply to them. We're writing about very specific things. And And likewise, people might not want to read my parts. But have you thought about that, how we reconcile our different styles? I know we talked a little bit about that yesterday.
I think when we edit each other's stuff, like we'll be able to unify it a little bit more. But you're exactly right. And funny enough, I think I remember hearing Ramit say what I'm about to say or something similar. So he'll write a draft and then he'll make another pass at it. And then he'll do another pass. He'll like edit it several times. One of those passes is to add humor into it. So when I was writing, I was like, I just want the facts. This is dry. It's just the core piece of what I want to say here. And then I could expand on it later, put in some jokes. That's where you're going to come in, make my shit funny. Cause I know you write in a different style. And I actually want to add more humor, just like we're talking about. So it's fun to read, maybe some personal stories or whatever. And those are the things where I haven't added those in yet. So perfect observation, kind of intentional. And I hope I'll be able to add some of those, like the personal stories should be funnier versus like what I have now is like basically an expanded outline with like a narrative around it. So, and that's what you saw, right? It's just like fucking dry.
Well, I wouldn't say it's super dry, but it's definitely different from what I do. And I guess I have one more thought kind of around that. I think I had this conversation with you maybe a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about podcasts, and there's some I listen to that I don't really care that much about the subject material, but the guys or ladies who do it are so funny and entertaining that I listen to it for their back and forth. And that might be why people listen to our stuff too. You might not have a lot of actionable content. And that's kind of how I want the book to be. I want it to be a super fun read. It's definitely going to have information in there, but it kind of will trick you into learning stuff. But above all, it won't be a boring ass thing to read.
A lot of pictures in there. So we don't have a specific goal for today, or you don't. It's just like do as much as you can, take some breaks. And I think if you're up for it, I know you listen to Huberman, although I've been taking a break from Huberman and Attia and some of the other really dense things because it makes you feel like if you don't do everything they talk about, that you're a fucking failure. So I'm like, all right, I got to take a little break here. Anyway, the point is like roughly 90-minute work sessions, like 75 to 90 minutes, and then like go for a walk. And like get outside, enjoy the sun. The mountains, like some of the tallest mountains in Colorado are like, we can see them out the window. It's fucking awesome here. And I don't have a specific word count goal either. And I think some of my more productive days in the past, roughly 2,000 to 3,000 words that I recall. I think there have been days, because I actually did self-publish a book on affiliate marketing back in 2013. And I finished it in whatever, I probably wrote it in like a month or something like that. It's about 100 pages. But I think I probably had some really big days then because I wasn't working on anything else similar to this. But I also know we probably can't get more than like 4 or 5 hours of like true, like hard work in. So yeah, I think we're on the same page on that. All right. So the last thing we'll cover here, you're pretty excited about the book. It's oozing. I could see the excitement oozing from you. So why are you so excited about writing this?
I just like to write in general. So that's number one. Number two, this is a book I need for myself. So really, I am writing it and we'll sell it to everyone, but it's the book I need to write for myself. And it's helping me sort through all my own thoughts and getting my life straight. So it's a self-help book for me, and it's a self-help book for everyone else as well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, anything else before we start writing here?
One other thing I want to think about, Doug, and I don't have many ideas around this yet, but my friend Laura, who's we'll have her on our podcast soon. She's a super cool person, one of my favorite people in the world. She's marketed books and done stuff like that. And when she does a book, she does other things around the book too. And I want to think about, I just don't want to do a book. I want to have other things to support the book around it that will be beneficial to those who get the book as well. And that might be like a YouTube, some kind of live session with us, a Zoom call with us. I actually do have some ideas, but I want to save them for a different conversation. But I'd be curious to know which ones you have, and we could save those for another conversation too. But I look forward to doing more than just a plain old book.
Gotcha. Well, we don't have to get into it, but do you have any quick examples? Like, what does Laura do? Do you have any?
Let's see here. So she sells her book, and then people can buy different levels. So I believe if they do a higher level, they can get sessions with her where she can personally advise them on stuff. And I should have looked at it before, but maybe we talk about that in the next session.
Okay. Sounds good. That makes sense. I'm pretty, like my other business, I have like online courses and such. So yeah, I'm familiar with the different packages that you could offer and that sort of thing.
I think actually an online course is one of the things that she has, but one of the things I really like about her is she's super smart, and I'd say most courses are bullshit or won't really help you, but I think hers really will help you. And that's what I want to do too. I just don't want to do something for the sake of trying to sell more books. It'd be nice to. The other thing about a book is a lot of people will buy a book or be gifted it, and they won't read it, or they'll skim over it or whatever. I want to create experiences around the book that will really get people to absorb the material and read it. I don't know quite what that looks like, but I do want to. I want to get notes or emails from people saying, "Hey, thanks for writing this. This helped me change X, Y, and Z about my life, and whatever we can do to support the book after we've written it will be great."
Awesome. All right, let's start writing.
Cool.